So today we are going to be presenting our weekly wins. So we are going to start off with our weekly agenda. First, there is personal wins, organizational updates, educational updates. Then there is quad dev updates, important announcement, and conclusive remarks. So let's start with our personal wins. I'm going to call Grace to share as his personal wins this week.
Hello everyone. This week I do not have any personal wins because it's been a very busy week. I had barely any time for other things. So let me nominate. Where is he? Weekly wins, Fidel. At least he told me he has a win to share.
Hello. My weekly win is on Monday. I met with a richest person in Sweden. Yeah. This guy. Hey.
Hello, everybody. So I have a very interesting weekly win. My weekly win is that where's Adolf? Adolf. So let me give a little story before I share my weekly win. So my weekly win is last on Wednesday. We are having breakfast at the office, and Adolf came in very excited. I asked Adolf, why are you happy? Adolf said he he went through his driving test and he passed. So he has his license now. Wait, we're getting there. So he also said that because of the conclusive remarks I gave last week, which was to just do it motivated him to just go and get his license, and he did. So I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very proud of Adolf. Thank you. Uh, Next, I'll be nominating. Uh, yeah, Kidus. Kidus Teferi.
Hopefully, I'm audible. So my weekly win would probably be that I believe there was an academy review, and our team got a personal shout out from Emre and also Nahum. So that was something that I was absolutely proud of. So yeah, that was a highlight of my week. Let me nominate Bezawit. Oh, she just left. If that's the case, maybe Mulugeta.
Thank you. I don't have much personal wins this week. Most of it is work, and I met an old friend. That's it. I think I'm going to nominate Fikra Selassie. Mulu. Fikra Selassie. Am I audible? Okay. So, Kadus.
I already went.
So could you please pick someone else from the list?
Okay. Kenbon. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mumule. For me, this week, I think I had a very beautiful week. Uh, the first my big win is like I passed exit exam and I scored 80%. I only got a week to get ready, but like it went well. The second one is Arsenal won. Yeah, we got 1 point, but actually that's a win for me. Yeah, that's it for me. So for next, um, Mikas. You can hear
Uh,
me, right?
yes, I can hear you. Thank you. So, hey team. So my week was pretty nice. We had amazing sessions with the G7C Remote Education Squad team. We this week we covered sliding window, and it was pretty engaging and a nice lecture. And we have been doing solving many problems and doing practice sessions, and uh, that was the highlight of my week. Let me nominate a Deloitte. Can you hear us, Deloitte? If not, let me nominate Nabi.
Okay, I hope I'm audible. I don't have much of personal win, but I've been taking, like, I've started taking AI automation courses. That can be my personal win for this week. Okay, let me nominate someone. Charra.
Hello everyone. I hope everybody's doing great. This week was really amazing for me. I almost completed a project that I've been working on. It is really, uh, I would say, like, difficult, and I almost completed the project. And I also made a new friend this week. I would say this is my wins.
It done?
Uh, I think I should nominate someone, right?
Hello.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
thanks everyone for the weekly wins. So I think we can proceed with the organizational updates. It will be presented by Emery.
All right, thank you very much, team. So on the organizational end, this was a good week. Plenty of updates because things are changing dramatically, team. So I was expecting coding to be solved in a longer time window, but indeed that is not the case. So now let's dive into the wins and plans, and I'm going to provide more context about what I'm saying. So a few days back, we were able to make a successful application for Future of Work grant, which is presented by LinkedIn. So this is $200,000 to $300,000 of a grant, and we are going to hear about that in the next week. So please wish us luck, pray for us. We definitely need that. Next, we were able to deliver a proposal for GIZ. So this was prepared by Cambon and Biruk in such a short amount of time. They have done excellent job, and I want to share this and want to thank on behalf of our team. because we didn't have much time, but I believe we have delivered a very beautiful proposal thanks to our hard work. Next, I have delivered best practices and code review lecture for University of Rwanda students. So team, with AI, it is a lot easier to provide and prepare great lecture content. So for all the educators, in-person education, remote education, the workflow I am following is generating the presentation content with ChatGPT. It does very good job. I also get feedback from Gemini for the content of ChatGPT. And once the content is finalized, I use Lovable and Cloud Code. Indeed, I am happier with Cloud Code because Lovable sometimes loses context. However, the Cloud Code does excellent job. So it builds a website, a static website, which looks quite attractive. And those lecture slides, I also make them available on my website. If you are curious, feel free to go and check them out. Especially for the code reviews, the guideline is really nice. I know that at A2SV, we do plenty of code reviews. And if we increase the quality of our reviews, obviously, this is going to make our products more robust. Next, we had a review for SkillBridge website, skillbridge.academy yesterday. So we didn't have a chance to do that for some time. And we were originally planning to dive into the new web interface of SkillBridge. We couldn't get there, but I believe we got great pointers to improve the quality of our landing page. Next, we also had a perf review for remote education groups with Nahom. And some groups are doing great job. And I've sent a congratulations message to those. And the other groups, I hope they are going to follow the leads of the groups that have received congratulations messages so that we all across the board can push the performance up. And some ongoing tasks. So we are reevaluating the offline tasks we have delivered for candidates during the first 3 rounds of hiring for Escalate experts on data annotation jobs on the coding vertical. Because what we have noticed, the previous rounds of models we have used, they were not doing best when it comes to evaluating coding-related tasks. So the evaluation is going on. We have finished it for JavaScript, and we will be running the same for Python. And this way, we are looking to cope up with the handicap of losing all the Ethiopian experts because of the contract of our client company. Ethiopians are no longer allowed to work on this project. And obviously, maybe more than half of our experts were from Ethiopia. And now we are looking to fill in those spots after reevaluating the results of the old rounds. Next, with remote education G6 people, I had a great session yesterday in which I demonstrated how I am using Cloud Code CLI tools to build interesting websites in such a short amount of time. So team, coding is solved. I think everybody needs to wake up. Everybody needs to embrace the new world. Software engineering job, I don't think it's going to be around for a very long time. It may be months. It may be a few years for some companies, but coding is now done with a lot better quality, a lot faster with the help of machine learning models. So there will be some adaptation, including at A2SV. In that regard, tomorrow I'm going to have a meeting with Clement in which we are going to evaluate what options we have. And definitely banning manual coding is on the table because we really need to step up our game, utilize these tools. Don't be afraid. Like, this doesn't mean that your job is disappearing. It means your job is evolving and you need to adapt. You need to learn how to use these tools effectively, build things quickly with high quality. Indeed, it's a lot of fun. You know, I didn't write code for some time. And in the last maybe about 10 days, I've been playing with Cloud Code CLI tool. And I still don't write code, but I have built multiple websites. Some are functional, some are going to be functional in the very near future. So it is unbelievable. Everybody, If you spend $20, get a pro membership and start playing with these tools. It is going to be the best $20 you spent ever. I don't remember giving such kind of a strong recommendation for anything else in my life. Yes, I was truly impressed when I have seen ChatGPT for the first time, but this is something different, guys, because ChatGPT was making heavy mistakes in the first version. And now, like the best of the best coding models, anti-gravity from Google, Codex from OpenAI, Cloud from Anthropic, they are doing excellent job. They are not perfect, but they are close to perfect. So in that regard, everybody get your hands dirty. This is a homework for everybody at A2SV. No matter what machine you use, you can use the right version. And there are native versions for Windows, Linux, and Mac OS machines. So you should just go to Cloud's website, download the right executable. You can even run a terminal command to do that, and then start building. This is super important, team. And it hasn't been that long. Like, this is an update that happened in the last couple of months. After I was truly impressed with what is going on, I've read some of the, let's say, leaders in AI, what they think about it. And like, this is something that happened by December. These models were not as great as they are now before December. So we can adapt quickly. We can build great solutions for our communities. Next. Education Squad contracts are updated and they've sent them to me. I will be sharing them with our members over the weekend. Likewise, Escalate contracts. And the payroll for Feb 15, March 15 time window already started for people who don't have any daily plan issues for the last month and this month. You should have received your salary already. For the ones with daily plan issues, we will be sending the payroll on Monday. So that should arrive by Tuesday. When we take a look at the plans for the next week, Dell Foundation grant application, we had to push this because Andre didn't have much availability this week. And we hope that we are going to take care of it early next week, and it will be submitted. A2SV DEX 2026, again, due to other tasks, I didn't have chance to work on this team. I hope that early next week, this is also going to be handled. So Escalate fourth batch interviews, due to the recent updates we have received, now that Ethiopians are no longer eligible to work in this opportunity, we had to make some updates. And that's why we didn't conduct the interviews yet. We can learn more from Mohammed when it's time for updates from Escalate. Next, so as I said, we are going to be discussing these new developments with our head of engineering, Clement, to see how at A2SV we can adapt and embrace the new world of coding. And I'm telling you, team, the odds are pretty high that by the end of March at A2SV we may ban implementing code manually. It is really getting to that point. Next, as I said, we couldn't finish the review for web component of SkillBridge, and we want to do that early next week. And last but not least, we are also going to do Education Squad perf review next week with Barnabas. So these are the wins and plans from the organizational end. Do we have any points or questions, team?
Thank you, Emery. If there is no question, we can proceed to Rwanda education updates. It's going to be presented by Abdulhamid.
Okay. Good afternoon, guys. I'll be the presenter of the weekly wins for Rwanda Education's wins and plans. So for the wins, we are prepared for the upcoming lectures. That's the success. So we had prepared for the upcoming lectures, and also gave a lecture on AUKA on 3, 2, and also we had a practice session and peer programming and moonwalk, and also had how to solve approach. The other one is on the UR. we had also have a session on 2 pointers, and also have a session on basic coding practice and code review. And we had also practice session and moonwalk. And we also had a contest both on our kind UR. It was also a merged contest with the other education squads. For the plans, the preparation for the upcoming lectures as it is, and then we'll have a topic on the recursion too, and we'll have practice session in programming. And we also have a contest on Auka and UR that will be on next Thursday and Saturday and Sunday. Sorry. And the other one is for the UR. We'll have a lecture on a sliding window, and we'll have practice session in moonwalk. Thank you. If you have any question, please welcome.
Thank you, Abdulhamid. Next, we have the fundraising updates. It's going to be presented by Dr. Andre.
Good afternoon, everyone. There aren't very many updates this week, but I will. I think we may have shared last week, but we are still awaiting for the Step Forward grant that we applied for. We're still waiting on the results of that, so we're patiently waiting. But at the same time, as Emre mentioned, we are going to move forward with the next grant, and hopefully that will be Monday. The only other update that I have is that I've prepared a sponsorship package for our early supporters. This is something that we will be reviewing together. The early supporters means that if someone comes in at a very high level, what are the things that A2SV will offer them in terms of somewhat of a return on investment? Yes, we would like to believe and hope that everyone will donate, or that people will donate and support us without anything back. But at the same time, we have to be realistic in this day and age that if it's a large company, or if it's someone who owns a business, they may be looking for some type of visibility for their business, such as logo placements and advertisements for them, which is something that we can do fairly easily. And it's very common in the fundraising world as well. So if we have a large sponsor, we want to be able to at least give something back to them. And nothing monetary, but just something that takes a little bit of our time. So we're being realistic with that. And I've created a sponsorship package that I assume we'll be looking at early next week to decide if we want to send this to print. And once we kind of have the approval and the design for that, then we will send this out to hundreds of people. And we think that this could yield us better results than our efforts before, because before we were asking for support without anything really back. So this is just a slight incentive package to say, for example, if you support us at $100,000 level, we'll give you LinkedIn shout outs or social media placements or logo placements and things like that. Very simple things, but things that companies and high net worth individuals love to see. So that is ready to go for the first draft, and our team will review that. And team, those are the only updates that I have. If you have any questions about that, please ask.
Thank you, Dr. Andre. If there are no more questions, we can proceed with human resource updates. It's going to be presented by David.
Hello everyone. This week Wednesdays, we managed to finalize performance evaluation documents. Since I didn't receive any comment or any question from our team, I'm expecting that everyone understand how to evaluate the performance of every team. So hopefully, starting from Monday, we're gonna start evaluating everyone and make sure that finalize it until Friday, or it's possible until Thursday, so that we have to evaluate and have updated performance evaluation for every one of our team. The next one is we managed to have a meeting with Hope Haven High School. It was a good meeting. and we present A2SV, our mission, vision, and value. So hopefully by next week or after that, we're going to have feedback from them and see how we continue work with them. And since it was busy week, I didn't manage to reach out to any hospital with Benes. So hopefully by next week, we're going to start our next round of visiting hospital. Like Emre said, I sent it to the new hires contracts. So we're going to receive it next week. One of the days we're going to receive it. Since I was not feeling okay, I didn't get back to you any of your Slack. So if I didn't get back to you via Slack or WhatsApp or Telegram, make sure that to send me another round of any question regarding the contract or anything, you can reach out to me. Make sure that you send me back. One more thing, Emre mentioned that, sorry, to receive your full payments, if you have double role, you have to make sure that you update your daily plan in both roles. For example, if you are part of education as well as core dev team, you don't have to only update either core dev education team, you have to make sure that you update your daily plan and as well as execution report on both ends. And for next round, next week, still the employee contract will finalize. If you have any, you don't receive your contract, reach out to me and make sure that to receive your comment. And I didn't manage to have a meeting with the Rwandan team so that to decide the flight ticket at least to Kigali and back for next round. So we have to make sure that after weekly wins, we're going to have short meeting and we're going to decide on that. And the other one is we're going to reach out new hospitals. In previous round, we reach out around 5 or 4 hospitals. We have to manage to reach out more than 5 or 4 hospitals to have a better performa. And it's going to be the start of our performance evaluation week. So hopefully we're going to finalize this in a week so that we can reach out or conduct our performance evaluation and feedback to the team leads. And if anyone had a question or anything, you can reach out to me. If not, I'm done.
Thank you. Just one clarification for people with dual roles. We are not asking you to do 2 separate plans, team. Just copy your plan in both teams that you are involved at, so that everybody will have updates about what you are going to do on that day. So this is not to double the planning time or anything. You will make one daily plan. It's just you are going to place it in both channels so that both teams are going to be aware of your daily plan. Thank you.
Thank you. One more thing. Let me clarify on this. If you have a meeting outside of A2SV, you have to make sure that you give a heads up to your channel. I have person, but I might forget you have a meeting or anything. The proper way is you have to give a proper heads up on channel for your heads up, or you have to let you know your team one way or another. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave, for providing us with the human resource updates. Next, we are going to finance updates. It's gonna be presented by Denise.
Hi everyone. So today I'm going to present the finance department. By starting with our weekly wins, we've already done Rwanda Grand Operation Day report, and we've already keep doing Rwanda Ground Operation expenses. And today is the salary payroll. And for the weekly plan, we are planning to keep doing the day report for Rwanda Ground Operation, and we are going to keep paying salaries. Thank you so much. If there is any question, I'm here to respond. Thank you.
Thanks, Benis, for the finance updates. Next. fuck? Muted.
Hello guys. I think you are myself.
Joseph, I think we were expecting visitors at the office. They may have just arrived. Abenazar, if you are there, maybe we can continue with the DIME update since it's a remote team.
Emre,
I'm available.
wait, our PC is stuck. Give us a minute, please.
Sure, take your time.
All right.
10,000
Marketing updates. Iki ni ingeso uri kubikora si iniga yawe.
So for the remote people, while things are getting fixed at HQ, maybe I can give you a quick demonstration on what I have built with cloud over the last couple days. But to do that, I need to be able to share my screen. And Firefox needs a permission. Let me give it. Oh, I have to restart. Okay, I'll come back.
So we apologize for a small inconvenience. So we met a technical issue, but I think we can proceed with the post of the week. So this week we have A2SV post, team personality video. So I would like you guys to go and engage with it. Also, we have a rated welcoming Roger post and Akil promo code, promo video. So I would like to ask you guys to go and engage with it. How many minutes? We can continue. Okay, so we're going to continue with marketing updates. It's going to be presented by Lambert.
Hello everyone, my name is Lambert and I'm going to present the marketing updates. This week for A2SV, we done a promo team video. Also, we have done the G7 remote education updates. We have done also welcoming post for Loja. Also, we did AI model promotion. We did also for AfroChat. We asked the different AI models series, and for Dime, we did the promotional Corazon, and for Scribbridge, we have common mistakes students make. For Akil, we have job opportunities and service promotional video. For adult, we have educational Corazon. For the plan is for next week. For A2SV, we are planning to have success story for Ahmed and NU Vision High School visit. For Akil, we are planning to have job opportunities, promotion, and promotional Corazon. For adult, we are planning to have educational Corazon and quiz. And for Dime, we are planning to have general promotion. For AfroChat, we are planning to. And for Reddit, we are planning to have a quiz and general promotion. For Skillbridge, we are planning to have discussion between the PM and the TL. And then for Escalate, we are planning to have myth versus facts and the new hire posters. If there's anyone with a question, can ask. If not, thank you very much.
Thank you, Lambert, for marketing updates. Next, we have Ethiopian education updates. It's going to be presented by Daniel.
Okay, team, I'm going to give you an update on Ethiopia side. So for the wins we had for G7, we gave 2 lectures. The first is Stack Qs and Moneticity lecture, and the second is Greedy lecture. And today we are giving them and how to approach sessions on these 2 topics. And for G6 secondary education, and also Ramadan competency session was also continuing. And for G6, we have been doing logo design selection and also PRD development, and it's going to be continuing to next week's too. And our plan for next week is going to be for G7 a lecture on recursion and tree, and also there's going to be how to approach sessions on this lectures. The other is Ramadan compensation session. That's going to be our last week and next week. So they're gonna have a compensation session too. And for the secondary education, we're gonna have logo review sessions, and we will be continuing Figma designs and also try to finalize the PRD development. And if you guys have any questions, we're done to answer. If not, I'm done.
Thank you, Daniel, for providing Ethiopian educational updates. Next. Next, we have remote education updates. It's going to be presented by Nahom.
All right, thank you. So let's go over both G6 and G7, remote education wins and plans. Let me get started with the one on G6 side. So we managed to get Figma designs reviewed by Brooke Melissa. We received positive feedbacks for all the teams. Minor suggestions were given for the teams. So I would say it was a successful session. In addition to that, we had a performance review with Emery in relation with attendance and performance. Yeah, we received some feedbacks and suggestions as well, and we have communicated this with the team. In addition to that, an experience sharing session with Emre. I believe he has gone over it on the organizational updates. Yeah, so basically he walked them through how to use Cloud Code. It was a very interesting session. So those are updates on G6 side. When we move to G7, we started the week off as usual with our context analysis and our top performance recognition session, which happened for all of our groups. And then the next day we gave the sliding window lecture. The lecture was recorded and lecture recordings have been uploaded for all the groups. And we had a how to approach session. Specific problem was selected by our question squad people so that the heads could show how to approach sliding window problems to their students. And then we also finalized preparation for the A2SV wide contest. So this is going to be our second round A2SV wide contest. We decided to have a second round because on the first round, the in-person education squad wasn't included due to some issues that we faced. This time around, all the squads will be able to participate. And then we had a performance review now for G7 remote education. Again, we appreciated the group that were doing exceptionally well, and we also received feedback, and those feedbacks have been communicated with the team as well for the remaining groups. And then we started our second round of one-on-ones. We successfully completed the first round of one-on-ones. I was doing the numbers. We had more than 92% completion rate on the one-on-ones, and we plan to meet and exceed those numbers for our second round. And we'll be having our A2SV wide contest tomorrow as planned. So those are the wins. The plans would be continue implementing the MVP for G6. And then we will have our prefix sum lecture. And we also have planned pair programming and moonwalk sessions, triad programming and moonwalk sessions. So yeah, I believe I have explained what triad programming is previously, but it would be nice to go over it again. So it is essentially, we put 3 students in a breakout room in a sense to mirror the way in-person education students solve problems, where they ask one another questions when they get stuck and things of that sort. So to mirror that, we have the session. So we'll be having it next week as well, and then we'll be having our weekly contest for both G6 and G7 as always. So those are the updates and the plans for both G6 and G7. If there are any questions, please feel free.
So next we have the core dev updates. We're going to start with Rate It. It's going to be presented by Nathaniel.
Thank you. So let me start from our wins for this week. So for this week, we have worked on reviewing new restaurant information, which was populated by GenAI. So GenAI we had some basically restaurant information that was generated by GenAI from, not generated, it's basically like taking the resource from the internet and giving us in a sheet form, and we were reviewing that. We started doing it the week before, but we started doing it as a team this week, and that's one of our wins. And we also managed to set up GitHub projects to track our basically tasks. So moving forward, we believe that we can do our task tracking using GitHub project, and we'll try to basically better our system that we currently have. Next is we have managed to increase the test coverage of web by 6%. And similarly, we've also increased our test coverage on mobile by 3%. Next up, we also have finalized documentation for mobile redesign. So this will be given to the UI UX team They will be working on the UI UX, and afterwards our developers can implement it. Yes. Next is we've worked on implementing business review page improvements, which we have completed. And next we have migration from Firebase Deep Link to uplink or to our own uplink, and that's on mobile and it's still in progress. And when we come to our plans, we have a plan to fix bugs on authentication and login feature on the website. We also have a plan to finalize migration from Firebase to Deep Link to uplink, or like our custom uplink basically. And we also have a plan to have a review session on the restaurant onboarding feature. Our developer, Beza, had worked on this feature, and now we want to have a review on it. It has been rated over multiple times, and we plan to have our next review session next week, basically. Next, we have a plan to increase the test coverage on the web and mobile, and as well as backend. So on all three fronts, we plan to increase our test coverage. We also plan to continue injecting restaurants to the database. So we are currently working on a script to inject restaurants automatically from our sheet to our database, and we'll be working on that as well as working on injecting the restaurants. Next is we also plan to, the final plan actually, we also plan to implement business dashboard page improvements. And yes, so that's it for Rated's updates. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise them. Yes. And if not, I'll go back to you.
Thank you, Nathaniel, for the updates. Next. Next, we have Adot. And it's going to be presented by Dr. Fitsum.
Thank you, Alec. So I will give you the weekly wins and plans for the past week. So the first one, we have met digital department from Minister of Health. So our initial plan was to meet Mr. Andre, who is the Chief Digital Officer, but because of some circumstances, we couldn't find him. So we met the digital advisors in Minister of Health. So we had a very beautiful conversation. We had introduced our product and the things we do. So hopefully we are going to have repetitive follow-up meetings in the upcoming weeks. So our next win is we met IVS Health team with Mo Ibrahim, was the CEO, co-founder and CEO of IVS Health team. So I think you have met him in person here today. So they are doing many projects which relates to emergency care and systems. So we had a huge alignment on different perspectives, specifically on maternal health. So we had many useful conversations. So hopefully we're going to have a good updated follow-up. So the next week wins for this week is we have already implemented the community engagement feature. So this is new. We didn't have this before. So the community engagement feature allows the mothers from different communities to connect with each other. So we have integrated that system, and we have released the new version on Play Store, and we are going to release the App Store in the next coming week. So test coverages has been increased from mobile back in the website, and we have added user distribution analysis chart in our dashboard, and we have updated the new journal feature. So in addition to the community engagement feature, we have allowed that any mother or any woman using the journal feature has the access to share them on the community engagement feature, which is public, where everyone can find the updates. So the plans for the next week is we're going to meet Rwanda Nurses and Midwives Union, and we also plan to meet Professor Madeline. So she's the vice president of RNMU. So she was agreeing to be our technical advisor, and we are going to meet her with the RNMU president on the whole team. So the next plan will be preparing consistent medical contents, and we are going to continue. I'm going to continue reviewing the medical contents in deep. So
we are having some updates on that. That's why we are updating the sign up flow with the new user story, because we have identified that there were some components which were missing, and we are going to add more on those, and we are going to continue with the deep medical review, and we are going to continue working on the test coverages, and we are going to add user stat analysis on the dashboard, and we are going to update the new journal feature, which was designed with the community engagement feature. So this was the wins and plans for ADO team. If you have any questions, suggestions, please forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Fitsum, for adult updates. Next, we have AfroChat. And it's going to be presented by Etsu.
So, hello everyone. So for AfroChat this week, we continued adding the latest models and the new model providers. We fixed the error handling state for the new models, and we updated the app image access permission for the gallery. And we reviewed the app, and we listed out the bugs and then UI UX issues. We increased the test coverage for mobile by 7% and for biking by 2%. And we also managed to fix the bugs that are listed on the review. And we deployed the app to App Store, and we also deployed the web. And we were trying to address the issue, which was raised by Play Store, but we are currently communicating with the Play Store community team, and we tried to optimize the response time for the chat streaming, but we couldn't manage to finish it. And we also continue integrating the tools for the web, and we didn't manage to finish also those. And the other thing we didn't finish for this week is testing and deploying the 11 labs for the voice-to-voice feature. When it comes to plans, so we will publish a social media post. We will continue integrating the latest models and also the new providers. And we will also test and deploy 11 labs for the voice-to-voice feature. We will hopefully address the issue raised by the Play Store by next week, and we will optimize the speed of the LLM responses by fixing the issues we found out on the test. And at the end, we will continue integrating tools for the web. So if you guys have any questions or feedback, let me know. If not, maybe.
Thank you for the updates. Next, we have Akil, and it's going to be presented by Grace.
Hello, everyone. I'm Grace Noble, and I'll be presenting the weekly wins and plans for Akil. So it's been a busy week, but happily we've managed to do a lot of things. We couldn't put all of them here, but these are the major ones. So we've managed to improve and finalize the pitch deck, UI improvements for organization lists and opportunities list. We have developed a notification system all the way from the back end to the front end. We've done that, and it's being deployed currently. We are testing it, and will be deployed by next week to be up. We've resolved the critical issue that was preventing people who are not signed in from seeing opportunity details, especially when links are shared. That has been resolved, and it is already deployed on the latest web version. We had an issue with authentication, especially with iOS, but together with Naol, he and I tag teamed this, and we managed to overcome it just today. So all these improvements will be reflected by next week. We've implemented test accounts. This I did just today. So for the product team, they'll be able to display Akil and all the features it has to offer without having to struggle. So there will be test accounts which will be filled with data, which is going to be used to display Akil at least in its full glory. We've updated our Next.js version. These are all improvements which we are trying to do to make sure that the app does not only look good, but also feels great. The response time, at least work with all the new improvements that Next.js has to offer, server-side rendering and all that, static site regeneration, so that when people use our app, they do not have to wait for 2-3 seconds for the app to load. So we are squeezing out as much performance as we can. We are also improving and redesigning our sidebar. It was implemented a very long time ago, but we think we can make it a little better for at least across the app. Next week, we will re-implement the organization representative management section so that it can work with the new Akil. A lot of improvements have been done since it was last implemented, and some of those functionalities have since broken. But we're going to make sure that we re-implement it so that it works 100%. We plan to finish the implementation of the new application portal on mobile. It's something which we had put on our Kanban, but since we've been focused on more important issues, we will push it to next week. We will enhance the user interface of the opportunity details page, improve usability and visual appeal. That's just for next week, at least seeing that we've tackled all the heavy things this week. We will post and promote new opportunities, that's if we find them, and deploy all the versions to all platforms, having all these improvements and some of them which we couldn't put here next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Grace, for the update. Next, we have Dime, and then it's going to be presented by Ebenezer.
Okay, thank you. My name is, as you mentioned, Ebenezer. I'm the member of the backend of the Dime. So I'm gonna present the wins and the plans. So let's start from the wins. For this week, we continue working on the comments were given by the Imre in the last week. So we try to just address those comments regarding on the mobile and the backend and on the web. The another thing, we add search and filter on the transaction page. We just working as a backend. We just adding search and filter functionalities. On the same side, we just try to add infinite scroll pagination on the transaction history for making to see every history for the transaction on the convenient way. The another is add animation for the landing page hero sections to improve visual engagement. We just working on that. The another one is we just replacing pool with webhook for latency improvement. This very useful for efficiency and for make more interactive. And the last one for the wins is we adding phone book integration on the recipient pages. Yeah, that is the wins for the Dime. When we just become to the plans, we gonna continue working for document by mentioned by Imre regarding on the mobile, the backend and the web. We just hopefully we finalize those comments on the coming week. The another thing is work on the polishing our landing page based on the comment we're just given. We're just working on for that on the coming week. And we research on how we can retrieve card information. We have a plan for this too. We wanted to just research how the retrieve cards are just working. The another one, we continue enhance test coverage across backend, the web and the mobile. We just finalize the test coverages in the coming week, hopefully. The last one is that we just continue working on API payment API integration. We had a plan for integrate the payments. Yeah, that is pretty much it. If you have any question, you can ask us. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you, Ebenezer, for the update. Next, we have Escalate updates. It's going to be presented by Adolf.
Thank you. My name is Adolf from Escalate. So starting with the wins, we worked on backend security enhancement. We are planning to add some rule sets to the backend, so that not everyone can be able to push on our main branch. We continue to work on API documentation using Swagger. We also worked on Escalate AI Expert batch 1, 2, and 3 reevaluation. We worked on batch 4 application grading using CRUD code. We also worked on client-side implementation on both web and mobile. We worked on database accessibility enhancement. For database, we had our database deployed on GCP, but we couldn't find it. We only had a database URL. It is still the same case, but at least right now we've been able to connect it to PG admin. We can view our data in the using graphical user interface, which makes it easier to take a backup. And also we finalized all the documents needed for the Google Accelerator program application. And also we've been able to implement 100% mobile and backend tasks on Kanban. And for the plans, we are planning to finish the mobile app client designs. Is almost done. We only have one page for dashboard. Is the only page remaining for the client. We also plan to keep on increasing our test coverages on all platform. We also will keep working on interviews for the batch 4. And after, if we get the top performers, we will have discussion with them, probably on board some of them. Thank you.
Next, we have Skill Bridge. It's going to be presented by Asset.
So hi everyone. So the wins for this week is we're halfway. So we shortlisted 5 candidates for the mobile intern. So we're going to do an interview next week. So the other one is continuing the quality and control assurance procedures. And then we had, just like HR mentioned, we had a meeting with the Hope Haven Christian School, and it was a very productive and promising meeting. So we have followed up with them, so we hope to hear from them in the coming week. And then the other one is a continual win is completed test coverage logging and increment for all platforms, mobile backend, student and admin portal. And then the other one is configure custom domain mapping for web, admin and student portal. And then the other one is testing the web for authentication and onboarding, weekly and custom contest, exams, and courses. And then the other one is student web portal, no, student web internal portal test from the user perspective. We've been doing this starting from last week. And then we had a review with Emery. It's a continual review, so we'll be having a review next week as well. So the plans for next week is return to backend issue endpoint integration of learning path of web, and then testing the mobile app for authentication, learning path and custom contest. New mobile intern hire interviews, would do interviews for the shortlisted candidates. And then the other one is improving the web portal based on feedback from the review session we had with Emery yesterday. And then continual tests of those student web portal, and then deploy the mobile app on both Play Store and App Store, and then run our first weekly contest after the huge overhaul of our system, and then we'll do the review with Emery. So this is the wins for this week, and then the plans for next week. If you have any questions, if not, over to Ellen.
Updates. Next, we have Prep Pro. It's going to be presented by Salome.
Hi everyone, my name is Salome. I'm from PrePro. So for this week's win, we have implemented the new topic and lesson pages on the mobile side. We have also fixed data not syncing in the updates endpoints for the mobile as well. And also we have implemented some UI suggestions on the library page, the dashboard page, as well as the lesson page. We had some suggestions before on the previous reviews. We also made a 1 month plan based on some missing features from the backend. And also we have translated the remaining UI tasks for the newly designed lesson pages. So these are the wins for the week. For the plans, we plan to continue integration on the mobile side. We also plan to have the new lesson endpoints ready for on the backend side, and also we plan to welcome our new backend developer and finish his onboarding phase as soon as possible. Also, we plan to integrate the remaining endpoints on the website and polish some UI mistakes and also the test coverage as well. So these are the updates for PrePro. If you guys have any question or anything. If not, maybe we can go.
Yeah, thank you, Salome, for the updates. Next, we have IMCI, and it's going to be presented by Afomia.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Afomia from IMCI. So for this week, our wins, we basically focused on the classification of our assessment and making sure that it's perfectly aligned with the booklet. So we cross-checked the child tree and pinpoint required classification changes, and we worked on the UI design for the assessment page to improve the user experience. And we successfully integrated the young infant classification with the backend. So these are the main wins for this week, and the plans we have for the coming week. We are going to implement the identified changes for the child classification logic, and we are going to update the user interface for both the follow-up and patient record sections. And we're going to perform further validation on the integrated young infants and child trees to make sure all the reworks are successful. So these are the wins and plans for our team. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.
Thanks for the updates. Next, we have Akim Hub, and it's going to be presented by that game.
Am I audible? Okay. My name is Dagum Chernet. I'm from Akimab. So for our win 6 week, we have integrated the Fanormo localization in the improve the landing page UI enhancement by adding animation and improving the doctor's cards in the pharmacy cards and also adding hospital in the chat messaging feature for mobile. Also, there is in progress for the backend payment implementation. Also, for the next week plans, we plan to complete the payment module on the backend. Also, the GCP configuration on the backend side, and also adding pharmacies on the website in the admin implementation for the hospitals and pharmacy data review, and also testing the chat feature on both doctors and patients for the mobile application. So this is the wins and plans for us. So if you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you.
Next, we have Bazaar. So
Okay, the name is Shukra Selassie. Let me help you on this. All right, it's a bit long. Hello, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful week. I will share our team wins and plans for next week. This week, we implemented the storing the pointers for create, update, delete, and find, which means backend can now handle the main store operations. We also addressed the comments from the review session and made the necessary updates based on the feedback. Another win is we created the organization workflow, which defines how organizations are created and managed in the system. We also reviewed the mobile design and discussed possible improvements for the mobile experience with Brooke Melissa. In addition, we started implementing the web landing page, and some important sections are already in progress. Finally, we conducted a UI UX review session with the team where we discussed the design and collected feedback. This will continue to next week. So the plans for next week, we plan to conduct another UI UX review session with the A2SV team to continue improving the design. We will also add dependables to the project to track dependencies and keep them updated. Another plan is to implement the organization endpoints so the backend can support organization operations. We also plan to deploy the implemented changes so the current work becomes available in the running environment. In addition, we will finalize the web landing page implementation, and finally, we will improve the current mobile app design based on the feedback we received. Thank you. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer.
thanks for Class Selassie for the Bazaar updates. So we come to the conclusive remarks. This is going to be given by Andre.
Thank you. I'm sure you have all, in your lifetime, seen a Disney movie or two. So we all are familiar with this next figure in history. But Walt Disney said, all the adversity I've had in my life, all the troubles and obstacles have strengthened me. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth is sometimes the best thing in the world for you. and that is by Walt Disney. So my remarks on this will be, kick in the teeth is very strong language, but I think we could also replace that with sometimes a push in the right direction, or maybe sometimes we say even a kick in the rear. So the reason that I wanted to share a quote like this is because, you know, sometimes things don't always look great. Sometimes the sun doesn't always shine. Sometimes things just don't always go our way. But it's at these times, especially during these times of adversity, especially at these times of challenge, where you have to focus, where you have to find something within yourself to get back up. There's another famous quote that says, fall 7 times, stand up 8. I think you've maybe heard that before, but it all means the same thing. If we allow our failures, even minor failures or setbacks, to keep us down, we would never succeed at anything. We would never win at anything. So why let some adversity or challenge stop you? No, that's what separates a winner from someone who is just, you know, um, maybe is not as determined. It's that you keep trying, you keep going after your goals, you keep pushing, and you're always going to face some kind of obstacle. I promise you. I'm probably older than many of you, not all of you, but I will tell you there will always be challenges. But for every time that you get back on track, or that you say, okay, I'm not going to let this keep me down, that is when you find success the most. And even the most successful people, like Walt Disney, one of the most successful business owners of all time, with Disney World and Disney, and Walt Disney Studios, even he says he faced adversity. If you look at people throughout history, the most accomplished people will tell you they faced times of extremely difficult challenge. Nothing is handed to us. So use that as motivation. You're going to face a challenge. It may happen today. It may happen this weekend. It may happen a month from now. But when it does, I promise you, stand up, dust yourself off, and give it another shot, and you'll be good. You'll be good to go. Those are my words for this weekend, everybody. Have a good one.
Thank you, Dr. Andre. So we've come to the conclusion of this weekly wins. Thank you, everyone.
See you too.